it's a shame that nuclear energy gets such a bad rep because obviously there's been some really bad disasters with Chernobyl and then recently from the earthquake in Japan. But well-regulated nuclear reactors are very safe and also could basically solve all of our energy problems, and they're completely clean energy. There's no emissions. Yeah.
There's no emissions. There's waste, but
well, nuclear waste is.
No, you're right though.
You just
like
bury it deep
on
in
the
the
whole,
ground.
it's one. It like for the scale of power that we need to make up for from coal and stuff. Nuclear is like the only. We're not there with solar and wind yet.
Fusion's almost there, from what I understand.
Well, there was that big news about it recently.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not. That might still be another 20 years away.
Nuclear is actually the largest source of clean power in the United States.
I didn't know
Did
that.
you know nuclear is considered clean power?
No.
Yeah. It's really a shame because it's such a phenomenal source of energy.
But I guess
know.
it's like could be so dangerous. So
Well, it could, but like, I think if they're made correctly, they're not dangerous. You know what I mean? There needs to be like the correct safety measures in place.
I believe an individual citizen in this country has a right to own a nuclear warhead.
Right, and if we had more nuclear plants, we'd have more uranium to give out to citizens to make their own nuclear bombs.
and what is fusion?
So fusion is what the sun uses to fuel itself.
Okay.
And what that means is you split a hydrogen atom, which is essentially like just water.
That's fission.
A fission? What's the
Fusion is when you combine two atoms to get power. All nuclear power plants that exist currently are fission plants where you split atoms.
Okay, so fusion is...
Fusion is theoretically like super safe and super clean, but they've been trying to make it happen for like 100 years, and
Really?
only it was like 6 months ago that they finally had a breakthrough where they were able to get a little bit of power out of it. So in the next couple decades, they might be able to figure it out.
It's when I guess when they fuse together, they let off energy. The problem is that it's always been a paradox because you have to put so much energy in to start the reaction. We've never been able to create a situation where more energy comes out than we put in. And what makes it so safe is that once the energy cuts, the fusion stops. Whereas with nuclear power as we have it today, if the energy goes off, then you have a meltdown. It runs out because how it works is we're constantly cooling it down with water and stuff to keep it from exploding. And so when you lose electricity, which is what happened, I think, in the case of Chernobyl, or it happened actually recently in Ukraine again, where they cut off the power to a nuclear power plant there. Russia did. Then it will go. It will have a meltdown.
Wow.
So by nature, fission is very safe, and it's also, I think, really, the fuel is just like water, isn't it? It's nothing crazy at all. So the way that they're working on it now is they have like hundreds of tiny lasers, like super high energy lasers, like shooting at one tiny spot to try to create a fission reaction. That's like the holy grail of power, if we can figure that out.
First,
what was that, Jimmy?
flavors.
Someone in chat said alcohol makes Ethan super smart.
Yeah.
Wait, you said
That's funny.
flavors or lasers?
Well, what's the difference?
Flavors.
I said lasers, but flavors. What?
Wait. Wait, what the hell's a
Oh,
gigawatt?
God damn it, I'm muted. Everybody's making fun of how I say nuclear in the.
Why, you
Oh
say it
yeah,
like Bush?
because you say
I say it like Bush. I know it's wrong, but
Wait, how'd you say it?
nuclear.
nuclear.
Oh.
It's nuclear.
Okay,
Nuclear.
I'll be honest. I'm sweating. I don't really fucking hear the difference that much.
Really?
Nuclear. There's like an
Nuclear.
extra. The way I say it has
It's
like an
very
extra
different
syllable that doesn't
to
really
me.
need to be there. Nuclear.
Nuclear? Nuclear.
Nuclear.
It's very similar.
It's nuclear. I'm saying it
You're
right?
saying it right.
nuclear.
Yeah.
Nuclear.
Yeah.
Nuclear.
Yeah.
Think of it as two syllables. Nuclear.
Nuclear.
Man,
Nuclear.
Not supposed to.
Button.
So it's pretty. But yeah, what's really exciting is that we've been trying to figure out fission for a long time.
Fusion.
Fission.
Fission.
Fusion. No, fusion. And there was recently a huge breakthrough where they were able to get more energy out than they put in for the first time. The fission only lasted for a split second, but yeah.
When do you learn about this stuff and how?
How do I do it?
Yeah, because I see you're watching the same shows as me.
So I listen to like news podcasts and stuff. I'm in the car and I read stuff online and Reddit. A lot of times there's articles.
When this happened, it was a pretty big story.
Yeah, it was a big. It was a big.
It was all over the news when it first happened.
It was actually no. One of the housewives was talking about it. You don't remember?
Jen Shaw.
Yeah, Jen Shaw was talking about it in Salt Lake City.
So in the chat is asking, Ethan, could you give us like a quick rundown on string theory?
Yeah, I could. So
explain to me.
String theory is the theory that string theory was invented.
Is that the one about the universe being like?
It's all vibrations.
Oh.
It's all vibes, dude.
That's not what I thought.
Well, so it was created to unify the theory of relativity with the world of the subatomic. So, as we understand huge bodies of mass work, they completely follow the laws of physics as we know it and relativity. But when you get down to a tiny subatomic level, the rules completely change.
Right.
And so people, they call it the theory of everything, quote unquote. They're trying to find out, how do we think of a mathematical theory that explains both of these things? Because when you take one theory and apply it to one, it makes no sense. And so that's what string theory attempts to do, is where they say that the foundation of the universe is based on vibrations and strings, and it's all very theoretical. It's all very, very theoretical, kind of wild shit, the string theory.
Science is gay.
But that's yeah. What is gay?
Science is gay.
Size?
Science is gay.
Size?
Science.
Oh, science is gay.
Brother.
Science is gay.
I'm not gay. Shut up.
Gay.
We need superstring theory, dude.
Superstring theory.
Yeah.
That's an actual thing.
It is a thing, I know. Superstring theory.
It's to explain quantum gravity in I don't know. That's about all I know.
Superstring theory. I don't know how to define that one.
Did you not like masturbate for a week or something? You became super smart.
You got
the Costanza brain, dude. When he stops like doing it, he becomes a genius.
Yeah, he becomes a genius.
But I know about.
No, but actually, Ethan is always like that. I'm
math,
always surprised because it's like, what? Where did that come from? And I know about dark matter. Is that related to what you just explained? Because like they don't know what it is.
Well, dark matter factors in.
Page 14.
Dark matter takes place in the world of physics.
Huh.
It's matter that doesn't interact with light.
Okay, so it's not related at all.
So there's like a huge amount of the only way that the expansion of the universe as we observe it makes sense mathematically is if there's a thing called dark matter, which actually represents like 60% of all matter in the universe.
80%.
Right.
80%.
And we don't know what
we don't know
it
what
is.
the fuck it is.
I've heard about that.
We've been able to detect it because it has gravity. It can bend light. So when we look into space, we can see that there's dark matter because it bends the light, but it doesn't pass through, doesn't interact with the dark matter.
Uh-huh.
Is that interesting?
It is.
Thank
How
you.
do you know all this and then you still can't pronounce magnum opus?
That's
I
the
can say
beauty
magnum opus. I
of
just
this
kept saying
brain.
Magnus.
It's a beautiful mind.
It's a beautiful mind.
Thank you. Yeah,
Ethan, your brother's like really smart too, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's super
And
into
it's really funny when they all start
It's a nightmare.
talking about something and everybody thinks they know the answer.
When I was at your guys' house last time, I forget what it was for, but I was hearing them talk, like, holy shit, I have no idea what the hell they're talking about, but I was impressed.
But the thing about Sean is that sometimes he's right and sometimes he's wrong, but he speaks like he's right
That's
always.
why I sometimes got to call
And
him
sometimes
out.
like I even know that he's wrong, and I don't consider myself like smart. Like
But he has no
Up here.
he has no humility.
No.
He will fight till the
He will
fucking
fight.
end. Yeah.
And I'm like, Sean, you're wrong.
Somebody asked, can you talk about the multiverse? And actually, I can. I find that also very interesting.
Okay, I don't know about the multiverse.
So theoretically, we live in a contained universe.
Okay.
We don't know how big the universe is. We don't know if it's infinite or
Right.
finite. All we know is that space-time, which is the fabric of the universe, is expanding faster than light can travel. But the consensus among scientists today is that the universe is actually finite.
Really?
It's not infinite.
Oh, I
it
didn't
has
know that.
a border.
It ends somewhere.
It does end somewhere. It's constantly expanding.
Oh.
But it is a finite space. So the question begs, what's outside of that, right? So the multiverse suggests that...
I know you're doing great. I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. I'm just laughing because this is not where I expected this episode to go.
Yeah,
I'm happy
we're
with it.
drunk
It's going
talking
great.
about
It's
we're
going
talking about
great.
astrophysics.
I thought we were
I'd
gonna
much
be.
prefer this
I
than
thought,
yeah.
I thought
the
we were gonna be
alternative.
drooling and saying
Yeah,
stupid
this is
shit.
great.
This is great.
Can I get another
And
shot?
Sarah is saying, I'm too high for this.
Okay.
So what the multiverse suggests, in theory,
Ethan drinks and acts like he's high.
is that outside the border of our universe
Yeah.
and other parts of reality,
Uh-huh.
other universes came to be.
Got it. That makes sense.
And in other universes, the laws of physics are completely different, which is hard to imagine.
It is.
But you know what's interesting is I like to think about like this. We think about the universe, the chance for life. We say there's got to be other life because there's so many planets, there's so many stars.
Mm-hmm.
If you have, you know, 1 billion stars, what's the chance that there's not like 10 life forms there?
Right.
And so what's possible is what if there's 1 trillion different universes and it's only in 10 of them where the laws of physics allow for matter to exist at all.
So yeah, gotcha. So it would be in a completely, totally different universe.
It's like you couldn't even conceive of it.
No.
Because the laws of physics, we take it for granted that it's like some just
My
normal
brain-
way of living, but it's not.
Yeah, every time we start talking about things like that, I feel like my brain is just gonna crash, like a computer that's just like not.
Well, it's all very theoretical.
Out of
so
date.
It's all kind of just thought experiments, you know. Thank you for the gifted smug. But also, so another suggestion with the multiverse is that if reality is infinite, the space of reality is infinite. What do you want, Lily sings?
She's just listening.
If the space of reality is infinite,
reality,
Yeah.
that suggests that there's infinite multiverses. Infinite.
In reality,
And so what that suggests is that anything that can happen will happen. Some multiverse of our reality. A lot of people mistake that. They say anything,
you guys got
everything will happen. That's not what it means. Like, there's not going to be a universe where I just randomly punch you in the face for no reason right now. I'd go, oh, punch you in the face. It's not anything can happen. It's anything that can happen will happen. So it's like I come to a decision. I say, I'm going to stay in LA or I'm going to go to Israel. So in another multiverse, I make the other decision.
I think if it's truly infinite,
Then there is a reality.
there's definitely at least one reality where you sock Hila in the face. right
No,
now.
that's not what it means.
I disagree.
reality.
It has to be a possibility. It has to be.
But why is it not a possibility?
Because he's
Because
trying to say
it-
he
it's
just
nonsense.
respects and
It's
loves you so
nonsense.
much.
Because it's out of character.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
that
not a
wouldn't
possibility.
happen.
Yeah, it's silly. It's not a good theory. It's not a good thought appearance to be like, oh well, all of a sudden I lived all the way up to my life now, and then I go, they take a shit on the floor and then eat it.
There's a real
Well, that could happen.
It's infinite,
maybe,
my friend.
Maybe in this universe, but there may be another version of you.
There's
what
a
I'm saying.
real
Like a
possibility.
Like a Tobey
I might
Maguire
shit my
version.
pants.
It's anything that can happen,
That
will
can't.
happen.
It can't. It's physically possible for you to shit on the floor.
And that's the branching universe theory, AB, where possibilities branch off, and then each different decision represents a whole different
That's
universe.
totally like a movie. I feel like that
Yeah, it
already
is.
exists, right?
Just won Best
everywhere at
Picture.
once. Yeah.
It literally just won Best Picture last weekend. So
Wait, which
So you're-
one? Oh,
Everything Everywhere all at once.
Well, also,
I
that-
love that movie, by the way.
I haven't
I
seen
love
it
it.
yet.
I still
Oh,
haven't
it's
seen
so
it.
good. I think you would love
It was one of the
Really?
most
I'll watch
unique movies I think I've ever.
Yeah.
I loved it. Explaining it to Lena's mom was a nightmare, but I loved it.
I loved watching Ela watch it on an
That was
airplane
so
without
funny.
audio.
Oh yeah.
Good.
He watched me holding my phone. I think, right? It was on my phone. Was that one?
Oh,
of
was
those?
it? You're right. It
Right?
was on your phone. Wow, that was sad viewing.
Very sad.
Looked great though.
We still enjoyed the movie.
But the first time I heard about branching universes was actually Back to the Future.
Ah, yes.
Ah.
The branching universes where Biff becomes the billionaire.
No, somebody asked, can you explain the metaverse?
The metaverse? You mean
Yeah, we
like
have
the
a series of
Facebook thing?
episodes
Yeah.
That I don't
last
understand.
summer that explain it in great detail, actually.
That's one thing I do not get at all. The metaverse is a mystery to me.
Can you explain the flux capacitor and how that makes time travel
Flux
possible?
capacitor.